It was a hot summer day in Kolkata City. Kutu and his family were watching a documentary about the ancient pyramids of Egypt. Kutu was fascinated by the pyramids and begged his parents to take him there.
Please, can we go to the pyramids?
He whined. His parents sighed but eventually gave in to his persistent requests. They packed their bags and boarded a plane to Egypt. When they arrived at the pyramids, Kutu was thrilled. He ran around, exploring the ancient structures and asking his parents endless questions about their history. But Kutu, being the naughty boy he was, couldn't resist teasing his sister, Pompey.
Hey, look at that mummy! It looks just like you.
He laughed. Pompey scowled at him.
Shut up, Kutu. You're always so mean to me.
Kutu laughed and continued to tease her. But soon he found something more interesting to do. He noticed a group of tourists who had left their water bottles unattended while they explored the pyramids. Kutu saw an opportunity for mischief and decided to play a trick on them. He switched the water bottles with ones that were filled with sand and snickered as he watched the tourists take sips of the sandy water. As the day wore on, Kutu and his family continued to explore the pyramids, and Kutu continued to cause trouble. He tried to climb to the top of the pyramids, threw rocks at the hieroglyphs, and even started to carve his name into one of the walls. His parents scolded him. He was having too much fun being naughty. As the sun began to set, Kutu and his family made their way back to their hotel. But on the way, they were approached by a mysterious man who introduced himself as a tour guide.
Hello, my friends.
He said in a thick accent.
I can take you to see the secret chambers of the pyramids.
Kutu was intrigued.
Ooh, secret chambers? That sounds cool.
His parents were hesitant, but could have begged them to let him go. They eventually gave in, and Kutu and the tour guide set off into the depths of the pyramids. As they walked deeper and deeper into the pyramid, Kutu started to feel uneasy. The walls seemed to close in on him, and the air was thick with the smell of ancient dust. But Kutu didn't want to show his fear, so he tried to act tough.
This is nothing.
He said to the tour guide.
I've been in scarier places than this.
Just then, they reached a large room filled with treasure. Gold coins, precious jewels, and ornate statues lined the walls. Kutu's eyes widened in amazement.
Wow! This is incredible!
But before he could take a closer look, the tour guide revealed his true intentions. He pulled out a gun and aimed it at Kutu and his family.
You have trespassed on sacred ground, and now you must pay the price.
Kutu was terrified, but he didn't lose his mischievous spirit.
Hey, mister! You know what they say about playing with guns, right? They say it's not polite to play with them in public.
The tour guide looked confused.
What are you talking about, boy?
They say it's not polite to play with them in public.
Grinning mischievously. Before the tour guide could react, Kutu grabbed a nearby statue and smashed it over his head. The tour guide fell to the ground. Kutu's family was amazed and relieved. Kutu, that was incredible! You saved our lives, they exclaimed. Kutu shrugged.
It was nothing. I'm just a little bit of a troublemaker, that's all.
As they made their way out of the pyramid, the police arrived and apprehended the tour guide. They thanked Kutu and his family for their bravery and quick thinking. On the plane ride back home, Kutu's parents couldn't stop praising him for his heroics. You were amazing, Kutu! We're so proud of you, they said. Kutu grinned.
Thanks, Mom and Dad! Maybe I'm not such a bad boy after all.
But as they landed in Kolkata City, Kutu couldn't resist one final act of mischief. He slipped a fake scarab beetle into his sister Pompey's bag and watched as she screamed in terror. Kutu laughed.
I'm still a little bit of a troublemaker, though.
And with that, Kutu and his family headed back home, ready for their next adventure.